All right, we are not in the woods this morning. We are on the west shore of Harrisburg, and we're going to explore Fort Couch. This is actually, like I said, on the west side of the Susquehanna River. Would be, I think technically this is in Lemoyne Township. So this is Fort Couch. Let's read this up here again. You know, remains of the breastwork at 8th and Ohio Streets, built before the Battle of Gettysburg to oppose the expected southern drive on Harrisburg, June 29th, 1863, and talk about how few Confederates neared this site, but we'll talk more about that later. So yeah, this is at North 8th and Ohio Streets, on the other side of the river from Harrisburg. Yeah, so we're gonna go check this place out. There are some stuff here, so let's check this out. Yeah, so these are the breastworks of the fort. You know, if you were an enemy, you'd have to approach from this way. We're approaching, this is what you'd have to come across. Let's see, there's quite a bit here actually. Oh wow. Yeah, they're pretty high back this way. Taller than me. See if we can put myself into view here. Yeah, see, they're taller. Whoops. Kill myself here. Yeah, they're taller than I am. These breastworks. Yeah, so I just came from that way. Let's go climb up the breastwork. Yeah, and down in here would have been, I guess, the fort. Actual fort would have been down in here. Well, there's our little plaque over here. Let's check this out. I'll turn this off for a moment. It's just so some designs of what the fort may have looked like, I guess. There's an old map here. Yeah, we're down over here, yeah, up in here. Yeah, and here on the other side there, yeah, here pictures of Fort Couch. Here's who it's named after: Darius Couch, who was in charge of, you know, the defense of Harrisburg at the time. And here's a picture for Fort Washington. Yeah, so there we are on like I said, we were on the west side of the Susquehanna River from Harrisburg, and this hill, we're like on a hill here. This is called Hummel Hill, or Washington Heights, it's also referred to as. And this is just before, if you know where Market Street Bridge, I came across that bridge on the way here. It was the only, at the time it was called the Camelback Bridge, going into Harrisburg from the west shore here. And this hill is just before that, so it was kind of the best place to defend against a, you know, Confederate advance on the capital. And down that way they built Fort Washington. It was the first fort they built, but then they realized that this section here where Fort Couch was actually higher than Fort Washington, so they decided that they should build a fort up here, because if the Confederates came up here, they had the high ground and they'd be able to, you know, fire artillery on the other fort they built down there. So they built this one. Yeah, Fort Washington was built June 15th, 1863, and Fort Couch was built around the 19th, I think. So yeah, pretty neat. I mean, everything up here is built up now. And I don't think there's anything left of Fort Washington, like a few trace remnants, they said. I think there were plans to preserve it, but it didn't happen. You know, there's like a bunch of expensive homes over there now. So a lot of times money wins out when it comes to preserving places. That's kind of a shame. All right, I'll look around a little bit more. Yes, this is kind of a neat place, considering that most of the other forts in this area weren't preserved. I think this is the only one where it's preserved like this, at least the entrenchments, the battlements in front of it. Like I said, not much left of Fort Washington. There were a number of other forts in this area and camps, but as far as I know, none of them were really preserved, because nothing really, you know, major happened here, so that stuff just doesn't get preserved. everything's all built up. Like, none of these houses were here during the Civil War. So, yes, I'm standing up top of the battlements here, and they stretch all the way over there and continue on, wind their way over that way. Yeah, so June 28th, this would have been the happening place. I think, got my dates right, June 28th. I'm going to a spot up here called where Peace Church and Oyster Point is. I don't know why it's called Oyster Point, but that's about the farthest the Confederates advanced on the 28th. Like the signs that a few approached here on the 29th, but they never attacked this spot. But still, it would have been, you know, you were in charge. If you were here, you were in charge of, you know, defending the state capitol. You know, and the Confederate, well, portions of the Confederate army were on their way here. So you can imagine what, you know, if you were a soldier, you know, standing up here and looking out there, what they would have been thinking at that time. Kind of interesting thought. I suppose this would be a metal detector's dream coming here too, but I don't know. My guess is this place is picked over. I don't know if you're allowed to metal detect here anyway. Township Park, I doubt it. But I'm sure there's stuff. I'm sure there's stuff here somewhere. All right, just a neat little spot, just to see it preserved when so much other stuff wasn't. And just behind me was a place called Camp Curtin, where most of the guys camped, and then of course back behind that was Fort Washington. Oops, losing focus. There we go. All right. I'm just gonna walk around here a little bit more, and then I'm gonna head to another spot. I'm gonna be doing a number of spots here in this area for Civil War history. Cool little spot. Well, all right, I'm gonna say goodbye to this little spot. Just kind of neat. Here's this little entrenchment. Here's the main battlement. Here's another little built-up area over here. Who knows how many soldiers walked through this spot at one time? But I'm gonna leave. I'll head somewhere else. So, but yeah, North 8th Street and Ohio Streets on the west shore of Harrisburg, near, I guess, like it's in the township of Lemoyne. It's a neat little spot. Like I said, it wasn't hard to get to, and it's kind of interesting. I want to come visit it.